The post-World War II era saw a dramatic rise in American dominance. After the war concluded in 1945, the United States emerged as the world's most powerful economic, military, and cultural force. While much of Europe and Asia lay in ruins, America's economy flourished. The country's industrial capacity, along with its unmatched military, became the center of the global stage. In addition to this, American culture, through Hollywood films, jazz, and later rock and roll, further solidified the country's influence around the globe. But as we enter the 21st century, the question arises, is the era of American dominance drawing to a close? Before we dive into today's discussion, don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe to the channel for more insightful content. The roots of American dominance. The years following World War II marked the beginning of an unprecedented period of American influence. With much of Europe and Asia recovering from the war, the U.S. economy soared to new heights. American manufacturing capabilities dominated the global market, and its military power stood as a formidable deterrent to adversaries. Alongside this, the country's cultural exports like films, music, and sports continued to shape global trends, effectively broadcasting the American way of life worldwide. One of the key initiatives that cemented the U.S. position was the Marshall Plan, which provided essential economic aid to war-torn Europe. This not only helped rebuild Europe's economy, but also ensured the continued influence of the U.S. over global economic systems. The Cold War, a bipolar world order. During the Cold War, the U.S. faced a new challenge: the Soviet Union. The ideological divide between the capitalist West, led by the United States, and the communist East, spearheaded by the Soviet Union, created a bipolar world order that would last for nearly half a century. The U.S. became the defender of democracy and individual freedoms, while simultaneously combating the spread of communism across the globe. The Cold War saw the U.S. playing a key role in global geopolitics, setting up military alliances like NATO, launching economic aid programs, and exerting its soft power. By the end of the Cold War, with the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991, the U.S. stood alone as the undisputed global superpower, its ideals of democracy and capitalism prevailing in most parts of the world. The rise of China, a new global challenger. Fast forward to the 21st century and a new force has emerged: China. The rapid economic rise of China, particularly since the country's market reforms in the late 20th century, has altered the global power balance. No longer confined to regional influence, China's global presence is expanding both economically and militarily. China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, aimed at infrastructure development across multiple continents, has expanded its footprint, challenging American influence in places like Africa and the South China Sea. Moreover, China's technological advancements, including developments in AI, 5G, and space exploration, place it in direct competition with the U.S. in the field of innovation. This shift signals a move toward a multipolar world where global leadership is not dominated by one superpower. Internal challenges in the U.S. While the U.S. remains a key player on the world stage, internal challenges are beginning to undermine its ability to maintain dominance. Political polarization has divided the nation, and public confidence in the government is eroding. Issues like income inequality, social unrest, and a growing national debt create instability that can affect the U.S. ability to lead globally. Additionally, challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic revealed vulnerabilities in the American system, from its healthcare infrastructure to its economic resilience. These issues are compounded by the rise of artificial intelligence, cybersecurity concerns, and the looming threat of climate change. These modern challenges require cooperation among nations that the U.S. has often been hesitant to embrace multilateral efforts, opting instead for more isolationist policies. The changing nature of global leadership. Some argue that the days of American dominance are numbered. The U.S. military's interventions in Iraq and Afghanistan were widely criticized, with many viewing them as costly failures that drained American resources and tarnished the country's international standing. The 2008 financial crisis further exposed flaws in the American economic model, contributing to global instability and shaking the perception of the U.S. as an invincible superpower. The rise of populist leaders, including former President Donald Trump, marks another shift in global attitudes toward U.S. leadership. Trump's America First approach, skepticism towards international agreements, and withdrawal from organizations like the Paris Climate Accord and the Iran nuclear deal all signaled a retreat from the global leadership role the U.S. once held. Under President Joe Biden, efforts to restore multilateralism have been made, but doubts persist over America's commitment to leading on the global stage. Technology and innovation, a new arena for American leadership. Despite these challenges, one area where the U.S. remains ahead is in technology and innovation. American tech giants like Google, Apple, and Tesla continue to dominate the global market. Silicon Valley remains a powerhouse of technological advancements, and the U.S. leads in areas like artificial intelligence, aerospace, and biotechnology. The U.S. military also retains a technological edge, particularly in advanced defense systems and cyber capabilities. However, China's rapid strides in technology pose a growing challenge. The technological race between the two superpowers is set to define the future global landscape, particularly in areas like 5G and the digital economy. Both countries will play a central role in shaping global rules and governance for emerging technologies. America's future role in the world. So, what is the future of American dominance? While the post-World War II era of American primacy may be coming to an end, the U.S. is far from losing its global influence. Its military strength, economic power, and technological edge ensure it will remain a key player in world affairs. However, the future will likely be characterized by a multipolar world, with power distributed among several major players, rather than a singular American-led world order. In this new era, the U.S. will need to focus on diplomacy, innovation, and collaboration rather than outright dominance. Building alliances and navigating complex relationships with rising powers like China and regional players like India and the European Union will be essential for maintaining its global leadership. Conclusion: while the era of American dominance may be over in the traditional sense, the U.S. will continue to shape the global order in meaningful ways. The rise of new powers and the challenges of the 21st century will test American leadership, but the nation's future role will depend on its ability to adapt to these new realities. The U.S. may no longer be the uncontested global hegemon, but its influence is far from being relegated to the past. That's a wrap on today's video. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.